today we're going to learn about bidding, because so far all you've learned about is how to play the cards, which is good. You need to be able to play the cards. If you can't play the cards, you won't be able to play bridge. But bidding is the language of bridge. And I'm going to teach you what's called acol, which is what the English Bridge Union play. So to bid, you've all got in front of you one of these nice little bidding boxes. Some are slightly different, but you've all got a bidding box. And you can see in them, there's all different cards. At the front, you've got a pass card. You don't need to worry too much about these ones with X's at the moment. We'll learn about them later. You've got this card, which is a stop card. You'll need to know about that. And you've got this one, which is also very important, which I know you haven't got one in here. Anyway, you can just put your hand up. If there's a problem at the table, you need to call the director. That's me. And you would do that in any club if there's somebody who's done something wrong and they've been very not been naughty. If they've made a mistake, don't try and sort it out at the table. That's the worst thing you can do, because people can go away feeling aggrieved. You should always call the director, and you shouldn't feel bad that you've called the director. It's not like, oh my goodness, look at them, they've called the director. It just means somebody's just made a mistake. They've maybe let out a turn or played the card and it's not, or done something like that. So don't worry about it, but you should try and call the director. Right, and at the back of the box, there's all these bids. And these are all the bids that you can make. Now, they're like this for a reason, because when you bid, the lowest bid you can make is 1 club, which is right at the bottom, and the highest bid you can make is 7 no trumps, which is on the top. When you make a bid, you just look at your box and you go, I want to say there's a diamond, the diamonds are a bit faint, 1 diamond, and you take both cards out. You put your thumb on the diamond, take both cards out, the club and the diamond, so they're both gone. Don't just take the diamond out of the middle, take them both out, and you should put them on the table in front of you like that, so that your partner can see it and everybody else can see it. So you put it on the table in front of you like that. Can you all see that? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's how you bid. Now, you can't, the next person to bid, the first person to open the bidding or to be allowed to bid is the dealer. Now, the dealer only bids if they've got sufficient points. They don't have to bid. If they haven't got sufficient points, they will simply use this little green pass card, which they will put on the table in front of them. Okay, and the bidding goes in the clockwise direction. So after the dealer has made their bid, the next person to bid is on their left-hand side. So they look at their hand and see if they've got enough points to bid. And if they have, they will take one of these cards out and put it in front of them. And if they haven't, they will use the pass card. So it goes around the table like that. Okay. Now, if the first person to bid, because this is just explaining the mechanics of bidding. We're not expecting you to know anything about when you should bid this. I'm just explaining the mechanics of actual putting the things. If this person bids a spade, they put that on the table in front of them. See, they've took all the cards out behind that. They haven't just taken the spade out, they've taken them all out. They put it on the table. The next person to bid cannot bid 1 club, 1 diamond, or 1 heart. They can't bid a lower bid. They have to bid higher than that. So they would have to then bid either no trump or at the 2 level, because you always have to make a bid higher than the previous one. Do you understand that? Is that clear? Yeah. Another thing is, when you're bidding, if your partner opens 1 heart, say, and then there's a pass, and then you say 1 spade, and then there's a pass, and then your partner agrees with your spades and says 2 spades, and then there's a pass and a pass and a pass. After 3 passes, that's when the auction is finished. It's called the auction. So after 3 passes, the auction is now finished. And the contract is going to be played in 2 spades. And 2 spades, you need to get 8 tricks. So that's what the country is going to play. Now, the person who plays this is the first person who mentioned spades, not this person who said last. It's this person who first mentioned spades. They are the person who's going to play the contract. They will be the declarer. This person will be the dummy. Okay? So it's the first person who mentions the suit. So if you remember, this. So if you open one club, one diamond, you will expect to get 7 tricks. We went through this, if you remember. If you say 2, you'll expect to get 8. If you say 3, you'll expect to get 9 tricks. 4 is 10, 5 is 11, 6 is 12, and 7 is 13. So they all relate to these on here. So if you bid 7, you want to get 13. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is that clear to everybody? Yeah. Okay. Now the reason you want to get different, this is, so if you bid 9, 3 no trumps, that's a game. Right? 3 no trumps on here is a game. You need 25 plus points. Remember, we said you wanted 25 plus points to make a game. So if you go to 3, you win a game. And the reason you want to put a game is because it scores better. Now, we don't want you to worry too much about the scores, but just know that it does score better than a part game. If you bid 4 spades or hearts, that's also a game, but you need 10 tricks for that, and that's 25 plus points. If you want to make a game in diamonds or clubs, you need to make 11 tricks, and that's 5 diamonds. But you need 27 plus points for that, because it's obviously a much higher level. If you go to the 6th level, you need 33 plus points, and if you bid 6 of any of the suits or no trumps, that's called a slam if you make it. You bid and make a slam with 33 plus points. And at the 7th level, which is very rare, if you bid one of them in your life, you'd be, so that's called a grand slam, and you need 37 plus points for that. Because obviously with 37 plus points, there's no aces and egg missing, so you've got a good chance of making the contract. You might have a king, but with a bit of luck, you'll make it. So that is that bit. Right. So.
Liz, could you move the board over a bit?
I'm going to go into here now.
Okay.
Okay. So that's just the mechanics of the bidding. Now we're going to learn. The first bid we're going to learn is 1 no trump, and it's an acol wheat no trump, and it's a limit bid. And you need 12 to 14 points and a balanced hand. A balanced hand is this shape. It's 4, 3, 3, 3, or 5, 3, 3, 2, or 4, 4, 3, 2. That's in your suits, your different suits, not points. That's how many cards you've got in each suit. You wouldn't have a void, and you wouldn't have a singleton, and you wouldn't have more than 1 doubleton. So that bid, it limits your hand to shape and points. As soon as you open that, your partner knows. And your partner, when you open 1 no trump, so you get this out of the box, you get 1 no trump out of the box, and you put it in front of you, and your partner must announce that bid, not you. Your partner must say 12 to 14. And they're not telling you, they're telling the opposition. Now this is because there's different systems, and they play different no trumps. Some of them is 15 to 17 if they play American system. So you have to announce it. So you'll take that out, and your partner says 12 to 14. Just get used to saying it, when they take that out. And they put that on the table, and the bidding goes to the next person. And they have to bid. If they have anything to bid, they have to bid at the 2 level, because obviously all the other bids are gone. Okay? So make sure you take everything out of the box when you bid 1 no trump. Just have a look at some hands here and see if you can work out which ones, if any of you open 1 no trump. So would you open this one? Can you see that? You've got ace, king, 2 of spades, 8, 6, 4 of hearts, queen, 4, 3, 2 of diamonds, and king, 8, 2 of clubs.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a no trouble.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about this one? 7, 4, 3 spades, ace, king, 2 of hearts, jack, 10, 9, 8, 5 of diamonds, and ace, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This one, ace of 5 of spades, king, jack, 3, 2 of hearts, 10, 8, 7 of diamonds, king, queen, 6, 4 of clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, 9, 8, 7 of spades, ace, king, 6, 4 of hearts, king, 5, 2 of diamonds, and jack, 10, 9 of clubs. Yeah, good. This one, 5, 4, 3 of spades, ace, king, 2 of hearts, king, queen, 7, 6, 5 of diamonds and 9, 8 of
Yeah.
clubs. And this one, ace 2, king, queen, 5, jack, 7, 6, 2, ace, jack, 7, 3.
Yeah.
What was that, 15 points?
15 points.
It's not
Ah, it's
one
too
of
many.
them.
No, there's 2 aces.
How many points have you got in this one?
15.
So it's not
15.
one.
So it's too many.
Oh,
15.
14.
So no.
Ah.
So apart this one you don't, because
Yeah.
it's 15, and that one was only 11, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
So that's quite simple, isn't it, so far? Yeah. Okay. Now, this is your partner's response. Don't forget you vote one no trump. Your partner has said 12 to 14, so you know you've got 12 to 14. They also know you need 25 points for a game with no trumps, right? So if they've got, this is with a balanced hand as well, it's not non-balanced, this is a balanced hand, which is what I explained to you before. With 0 to 10 points, you pass. Now, why is that, do you think?
I'm not adding up to it,
Yeah, it's not adding up to 25, so you're not going to make a game, so you just pass. With 11 to 12, you invite to game by saying 2 no trumps. So you're saying to your partner, you might have enough points for game. If you've got maximum, then bid 3. So if your partner says 2 no trumps and you've got 14 points, then you would say 3 no trumps. Remember to always add the points together. They've told you, you vote one no trump, you've told them you've got 12 to 14. They've replied 2 no trumps, they've said I've got 11 to 12. So you have to add them to yours and decide whether you want to pass the 2 no trumps or go to 3 no trumps. Remember, you need 25 for game. So, if they've got 13 to 18 points, they're obviously going to have enough for game, aren't they? Because you've got 12 to 14 and they've got plenty. So this is where you use a little stop card. This is quite important. Because you're jumping the bidding, you're not just going up one level, you're jumping an extra level. So you pull out this stop card and put it on the table, make your bid. So you then bid 3 no trumps. So you say stop, and that's just to alert the opposition to the fact that you're jumping a level, and it also wakes your partner up as well. So you go 3 no trumps if you've got that many points. If your partner has opened 1 no trump and you have got 19 to 20 points, you think, oh, we might have enough for a slam here, because they've got 12 to 14, I've got 19 to 20. If they're maximum, it's possible we could have a slam, because you need 33 points for a slam. So you would say stop, foot or no trumps. Now, foot or no trumps is what's called a quantitative bid. It's basically showing your points. You're telling them, I've got 19 to 20 points. If your maximum, go to 6. So it's the same as this one, because this one told you they've got 11 to 12. If your maximum, go to 3. This one's saying, I've got 19 to 20. If your maximum, go to 6. Okay? Then this one here, if you've got 21 to 24 points and your partner's opened 1 no trump, 12 to 14, you have got enough for a slam. You've got 33 plus points. You can then just say, stop, you again use your stop card, 6 no trumps. Okay? And this is never going to happen, but if it does, if you've got 25 plus points and your partner's opened 1 no trump, you can just say, stop, 7 no trumps. The chances of this happening is remote. That's not very likely either. These are possibles. But yeah, it's unlikely. I mean, the cards you're going to play today have all been pre-dealt by me, so, you know, there might be, there won't be that one, but there might be some of the others. So, you know, there's also, I made it today, so there'll be no intervening bids. So the opposition won't be joining the auction, because that'll just make it more complicated. So it's going to be very simple today. We're going to be learning opening and responding. Limit bids, these are called limit, these are all limit bids. These no trumps are all limit bids, we're not learning about those. If you get your hand, you're the dealer, and you find you have got balanced hand, but this time, instead of only 12 to 14, you've got 20 to 22 points. You've got a lovely hand. Then you can open the bidding to no trumps. So but you use your stop card, and you say 2 no trumps, and your partner, again, has to announce that by saying 20 to 22. So your partner has to announce the bid. you get used to this part, people announcing different grids. With 0 to 4 points, obviously then you pass the balanced hand if you're their partner, because it's, okay, and you're adding your points to theirs to get 25. You're always thinking, right, they've got 20 to 22, how many have I got? If you've got enough for game, you bid game. If you haven't, then you pass. So 0 to 4, you just pass. 5 to 10, you would bid game, 3 no trumps. This time it's only 11 to 12 you need for 4 no trumps. And again, you use the stop card. 13 to 16, you'd stop 6 no trumps. And again, unlikely, but if you had 17 to 20, if your partner's open 20 to 22 and you've got 17 to 20, well, you know, you've got nearly all the points in the pack. So that would be a grand slam of 7 no trumps. Okay. When you get these boards, they've got the dealer, which is north in this case, south, east and west. Now, this is north. I want you to keep the board in that direction all the time. And when you take your cards out, before you look at them, count to make sure there's 13. And when you finish playing, count them again, make sure there's still 13, and put them back in there. Make sure the board is kept on the table in that direction, so that it doesn't get, some people twist it around and the cards get put back in the wrong slot, and when it gets moved on, they're all mixed up and it causes problems. So please try and keep the board in the right direction, count your cards before and after, and put them back in the slot. Now, the next thing is, you've been used to the dummy putting the hand down before deciding the contract. Obviously, you've now decided the contract, so you don't need to do that. So, when you know who's going to be declarer, which, like I said before, is the person who opens the contract first, not the person who bid it last. In this case, it will be the person who opened first because there are only no trumps. But the dummy doesn't put the hand down. The person who's leading, which is the person to the left of the declarer, must take the card out, right? They will take one and put it face down on the table. Right, and their partner will say, no questions, thank you. Because it's making sure that they are the right person to lead for a start. Because say they've got confused and they think it's the other person that's playing the contract and it's not, it's that one, they can say, no, it's not your lead, it's my lead, and then no card has been exposed, so they don't know what they've got. If you play it face down, face up, and it's not your lead, everybody's seen your card. And if it's not your lead, you have to call the director, and then there's 5 choices to be made. So don't do that. So it was lead face down, and your partner then says no questions, thank you. As we progress, there'll be other questions they might want to ask about the bidding, but at this level, the only question you've got is, yes, it is your lead, you can turn it over. Okay, so once they've turned their card over, the dummy then goes down, and play progresses as it does. You keep your cards in front of you, and at the end you see if you've made enough cards for your tricks, for what you expected. That's all there is to it.
Good. Is that all?